Julia Einbond. I'm the CEO of Covenant House, New Jersey. Covenant House, New Jersey serves young people who are unhoused, ages 18 to 21, and then for some young people who have experienced human trafficking, we serve up to age 24 in our buildings throughout the state of New Jersey. In the last fiscal year, we reached 1,811 young people. That was the most young people we had ever reached in a single year. Even since we publicized that number, we now have new numbers in, and our new numbers are even more staggering. This fiscal year, we reached 2,372. When someone knocks on our door and comes to Covenant House, New Jersey for the first time, they have immediate needs. On the day that they come to us, they are unhoused. That is a temporary situation. It's not who they are, it's what they're experiencing.
I actually got evicted. The house that I was living at was my grandmother's, but my grandmother had passed. So we had to move out and we didn't really have anywhere to go. So I heard about Covenant House from a friend and told them my circumstances.
We can help them with food, clothing, shelter, safety, a person to talk to, just a place for a respite if that's what's needed, a shower, a washing machine to wash clothes.
So they walk through our doors and our first question always is, have you eaten? We want to know whether or not you ate. Do you need to take a shower? Do you need to feel like yourself? Because sitting in front of someone and you're at your lowest moment and having to tell your story, it's a hard thing. We are thinking about you and your mental health and where you are right now. We want you to feel safe where you are, and we want you to give us a chance to earn your trust.
At first, I was skeptical because I was like, a place that gives you everything I need. But then they started proving me wrong with their actions.
Once we have formed a relationship with someone, we can help them really figure out what are the deeper needs that need attention that we can help them with.
One of our biggest challenges is when our young people get to that 18-month mark, right? Maybe they did save up a lot of money, but maybe it just wasn't enough to live in a place like Monmouth County.
Monmouth County is a great place to live. What could become tragic from that great news is if we make communities so difficult to access by not having enough affordable housing, then not only will we not have enough apartments for young people to live in, but we won't have the people to fill all the jobs. The best solution that Covenant House, New Jersey has worked on in Monmouth County is exactly what Impact 100 Jersey Coast funded. That $100,000 has been absolutely catalytic in order to help young people move into apartments. We were able to unlock up to $1 million of rental real estate through this $100,000 grant. This is a sustainable program now that Impact 100 has helped us get it off the ground. Before we applied for Impact 100's grant last year, we knew that FYI, Foster Youth to Independence vouchers, were coming to Monmouth County. What we didn't have was the seed funding to launch that program, where we could actually supply case managers to work with young people. The Impact 100 award has already paid off for us. We have the women of Impact 100 who believe in our mission and see the incredible work we're doing. They've seen how their contribution can make lasting change in individuals' lives, where someone can be homeless one day and housed the next. So once a young person is safely housed, the whole world changes for them. They no longer need to wake up thinking about where they'll live and go to sleep thinking about where they'll live.
My present life is bright. Like, I love it. I have my own place. I have my own car, I have my daughter in school. I'm able to go take care of everything I need to do to make my life better.
I think it is so incredible when a group of women get together to think about and contribute to solutions for their communities. At the end of the day, communities take care of themselves and each other. That's what we try to be in Covenant House, New Jersey. And when groups of women like Impact 100 Jersey Coast get together to take care of their community, they're really doing the same thing. And we're really proud that at Covenant House, New Jersey, our young people tell us that just from the first moment of meeting us, they experience respect and confidence that they'll be able to move forward with our support.
My name is Itzel Hernandez. I'm the Immigrant Rights Organizer for the American Friends Service Committee Immigrant Rights Program in the state of New Jersey. The American Friends Service Committee for the last 100+ years has had a simple vision of creating a just, peaceful, and sustainable world free of violence. And so everything that we do, all the programs and the services that we tend to, and the populations that we work with, cater to creating a world where we are treating everybody equally and with respect. The biggest challenge that immigrant families are facing in New Jersey is the dehumanization that they're seeing every day. The biggest barriers that first-generation Americans, undocumented students, or mixed-status students face when accessing higher ed is the lack of education and support.
I was actually told by my guidance counselor that it was too late to go to school because of the fact that I really wasn't well advised. I think that lack of knowledge is what initially just made her say, it's just too late, instead of pursuing more help towards me and finding a path for me.
There is no requirement for any of the academic counselors currently in the state of New Jersey to know how to actually navigate the situation with families.
I am the oldest, so there came with a lot of challenges, a lot of expectations. Most of the challenges were just the expectations that most of the immigrant community places on first-generation kids. And not only that, but having to combat a lot of stereotypes that come with being an immigrant. A common stereotype is that you're not focused on school, you're ultimately not going to go to college, or you're going to end up being a teen mom. That's something I heard a lot growing up.
We work with students to ensure that we can find a customized path for them to access higher education, understanding the limitations that they may have or their families may have based on their immigration status. It's incredibly hard to get them to believe in themselves when they've attempted to go to a counselor or they've attempted to go to university and have been told something like, I don't know how to help you.
I went to ITSO, told her about this experience, and she told me the opposite, that it's actually not too late to go to school and that there are several options for me to apply for school.
Immigrant students are very unlikely to attempt to go to college because there is nothing catered to them specifically.
From my own experiences that I have dealt with and have suffered within the immigration system and all those different experiences, I would definitely say that it has pushed me forward into becoming a young immigrant rights youth organizer, because I just want to let other young people know, students who look like me, other kids who look like me, that there's someone who has been through certain things and who is here to help them overcome and achieve whatever their dreams are, because there's endless possibilities. I first heard about the Impact 100 grant and I was like, oh wow, this is a really cool and great opportunity. Now we have this huge initiative to work towards creating the first multilingual financial aid website for higher education. That's going to have a really big impact on so many students' lives.
Our Impact 100 funds will be spent towards a multilingual website that will walk educators, students, and allies through the higher education process for first-generation Americans, mixed-status families, and undocumented youth.
And with now in this role and creating all those resources, talking to partners, talking to educators, seeing that this can now be a possibility, that students, maybe their guidance counselors aren't helping them, maybe they don't have a mentor, someone they can lean on, but there's this website that they can go to and ask for help, where now counselors and advisors can share this website with their students and their parents in the language that they speak in. And then from there, those students are now going to be a little more confident knowing that, look, there is a lot of help that I can work towards and can get and towards getting my degree.
My long-term vision, if I could do an AFSC visionary conversation here, would be for everyone to have access to higher education as a right and not as a privilege.
The mission of Trinity Church is to share God's unconditional love with everyone in our community. We do that tangibly through the Trinity Center for Community. The Trinity Center's mission is to serve and be in solidarity with everyone in our community here in Asbury Park and also throughout Monmouth County. We offer services to the community without question to everyone.
Housing in Monmouth County is very tight, meaning that there aren't a lot of rental units available, and the prices for these rental units are usually way beyond the means of someone who is working a full-time job, trying to pay for childcare, trying to manage transportation, trying to manage taking care of their daily needs. So what we find is that when women come to us, they have a very unique need, and they come to us not knowing if they're ever going to get in housing again, if they're ever going to be able to take care of all of the issues that just seem to have such a great weight on them. When women are experiencing homelessness, they are more likely to put themselves into a situation that is unsafe. And they may be, trying to find a place where they will just put up with the situation because they don't want to be out on the street. When anybody comes to us in our Code Blue program, they are sometimes at the darkest place in their life.
We had 6,078 total overnight stays during the course of the winter season. That is the number of individual unique check-ins over the course of that time.
We've decided that we needed to redo our program in Code Blue to meet the specific needs of women experiencing homelessness.
We said, we really need to open up a space that women can opt into that is separate from the co-ed main space. And so with the Impact 100 grant, we have been able to open up a separate opt-in space for women to take advantage of. And they have.
Some people want to stay in the general room, but there are some people who don't feel safe in a room full of people. We were able to bring in safety facilitators who are female. So it's a built-in resource for our women who are here in Code Blue, where they can talk to caseworkers on the spot. They can learn about resources. They can just talk about what's going on in their lives in a safe way. What we say is, come to us. Let us walk through this process with you. Let us help you with all of these things so that we can help make you whole and give you all of the skills that you need to sustain yourself.
I'll get a client that comes in and she's probably stressed out, from sleeping outside all day. Who wouldn't be? From going to social services and not being able to get any help, or someone is there giving them a hard time so they can receive help. And then she comes here and she meets another caseworker, and we just jump on the phone. I'll go straight to a supervisor, I'll go straight to the director if I have to get answers.
One of the exciting things that came out of the Impact 100 grant is that we were given part of our funding to be able to hire a female-identified bilingual caseworker. We have a large population of people in our community that come to us where English is not their first language. When I see an organization like Impact 100 that puts together so many women who support these organizations, they're changing people's lives. Impact 100 changes people's lives.